Hello everybody, it's AceoftheDragoons, and I'm back with more Endless Sky. If you have not checked the previous videos, if you have not watched the previous videos, if you are not caught up, go and watch them. Super important. Let's just get started. Called it! I totally called it. A man in a militia uniform approaches you and asks whether you'd be willing to give him a lift to Glaze in the Aldebaran system? Aldebaran system. Sure, I'd be glad to help. Let's see, you're heading over here. So, it's actually going to be heading to Zubinashimali, but tis what tis. It's what it's. Oh, that's right, it's only one jump. The militia officer thanks you for the ride and pays you 3,000 credits. As he is leaving, he says, if you're interested in doing more work for us, head to the spaceport bar and find my commander. I'll tell him to keep an eye out for you. Okay. You know what? Let's do it. When you walk into the spaceport bar, a man in a militia uniform flags you down and says, "Excuse me, Captain Azex, would you be willing to do a small service for the free world?" Perhaps. What do you want me to do? It's a rather simple matter. Most of the Republic ships have come through the system have seemed to be outfitted for surveillance, not combat. But there is one in orbit right now, the RNS Etna, that seems to be equipped as a warship. Would you be willing to scan its outfits and report to us what you find? We will pay 10,000 credits. Sure. Do I have an outfit scanner? I do indeed. I really need to get back to high space and replace this with one of these. Because let me tell you, these are going to obliterate anything, I'm sure. Like, it does more than twice the amount of shield damage as these per second. More than about 50 more than hull damage than this. It's crazy. Alright. Okay, I need to... I think I have to be in the same screen as it. As soon as you scan the RNS Etna, its captain hails you. "Excuse me, Captain," he says. "Can I assist you with something?" I was just wondering what sort of engines you have that let you move so fast. Nice, aren't they? Atomic engines, the very latest in propulsion technology from Deep Sky. They're so smooth and responsive, I feel like I'm piloting a shuttlecraft again. They pay me 1,000 credits every time I say that. You cut the comp link and breathe a sigh of relief. The conversation is over. Weak! I got better atomic engines! Ha! Get wrecked! Actually, I don't know that my atomic engines are better than those ones at the moment. They're more efficient, though. Let me see. Supercapacitor, radar jammer, liquid helium cooler, ram scoop, dwarf core, huh? And an Armageddon core? What do you have need of 2 power sources? It's insane. 20 laser rifles, 20 frag grenades. What in the world? Ah. It'll be interesting. You know what? We're doing this. We're going all the way. You meet up with the militia officer in the spaceport bar. Glad you showed up. Oh, his name is Jean-Jacques. Just a second. I'm glad you showed up. I'm Jean-Jacques, by the way. You can call me JJ. That sounded like a combination of French and German. I don't know what I was doing. Jean-Jacques, but you can call me JJ. You introduce yourself in return. I'm Captain Trillian Azex, but you can call me Ace. Short for Azex. Just don't question it. Here's the deal. I'm commander of the Anglais. So far, we in the Navy are not shooting at each other, because no one wants to fire the first shot. But if they're getting ready to change that, they'll start refitting their cruisers with heavy weaponry instead of surveillance equipment. So I need to know how many more of their ships are equipped like the one you just scanned. I'd like you to go to Menkent, where they're building some sort of secret base. Now I just changed to, like, Spanish. I don't know. I don't do French very often. Oh, oui, oui. C'est la vie, monsieur. I'm Jean-Jacques. Scan any ships that you think matches the one you saw. Then bring your scanner logs back to here for me to look at. There we go. That sounds French. Sure, I'd be glad to do that. I don't mind. Messing with the Syndicate. Does that sound like fun to you? Yes, it does. It absolutely does. I don't like the Syndicate. I bought a ship from them, though. They make pretty good ships. I gotta admit that. That's so pretty! That's such a pretty blue! I love it! The free... Yeah, they look almost identical in so many ways. Like, this is like... Oh my goodness, like, okay, look at this. Just look at this. It's barely shrunk down. Like, the wings are smaller and the cockpit is smaller. That is it. That is the only difference. And the shading on the... Wait, did they not update this? The shading looks not as clean and crisp as this one. Interesting. Very, very interesting. No, someday maybe I'll do some of my custom ships, because I've drawn a couple custom ships. I know I don't do 3D modeling, at least not well enough to... That's pretty. At least not well enough to... 163... Wait. No. Whatever. At least not efficiently enough to... I forgot what I was saying. Oops. Oh yeah, I don't 3D model well enough to be able to make a ship like this. I wish I could. Okay. Can I scan you the rest of the way? Because I'm sure that... Ooh. Ooh! Yeah, you're carrying quite a bit of stuff on you. Gotta zoom out so I can actually see what's going on. You know what's funny is this ship is actually almost as big as a cruiser. Like, look at this, side by side. Gotta land. Hey, if you're allowed to scan us, I'm allowed to scan you. That's the way I see it anyways. Yes. And then... You know... Unnamed brand chocolate. I say that because I'm not sponsored, and so I'm not gonna be advertising for them. But if you know what it is, you know what it is. Like, you know. It makes me think of, like, you know in Star Wars, well, taquitos make me think of the ones in Star Wars, but you know how, like, in sci-fi and fantasy things, there's always, like, that food, like, the rations that are just, like, a bar? That's what they make me think of. It, like, it just kind of, like, crunches. Just maybe make it shaped slightly different. Make it a bit smoother. And there you got yourself a... Now to get back to Jean-Jacques and tell him what's going on. Whoa! I'm gonna board that. Don't destroy it. I'm gonna board it. I can sell this. If you're willing to take on one more recon... If you're willing to take on one more recon mission, meet me in the bar. Okay. Black Freighter. Wait. What do you have equipped? Anti-missile. And a Gatling gun. I see. I see. Sell. I just made bank. Oh, taking whole entire pirate ships is fun. Okay, spaceport. I have one more reconnaissance mission for you. The Navy is building a base on New Wales, adjacent to the existing airport. From what I understand, they're employing thousands of locals to build it. So one more worker walking around would not seem out of place. I need you to walk around the base. Take notes on the number and the size of the landing pads and hangars. Take pictures if you can and report back to me. What if they arrest me? From what I understand, the base is not actually closed off to civilians. So as long as you keep out of any areas that are marked off limits, you won't be committing any crime. I can choose not to side with the free worlds? Just a second. I want to know what happens if you don't, because I don't want to say no and then lock off the story. But then again, like, I know how the Free Worlds mission goes. That's the thing. So, on one hand, I know how it goes. I know that it's approvable. Like, I know that it's clean. Have they added a Navy storyline in Endless Sky? I need to know, because if they have, that's the one. I'm sorry, a Syndicate storyline is in the works? I need to know how to start it! Oh man, this may be good. Endless Sky Navy story. Oh wait, storyline start. There we go. Oh. Never mind, they have not added it. Okay. That's just a bunch of people saying, oh, what if there was? Okay, I'll do it. Oof. Okay, so... Space... Okay. Nobody can match my strength. That's not true. People can absolutely match the strength of this ship, because this is not the strongest ship. I mean, it's fairly strong. It's not weak. It's not like the Clipper that gets blasted out of the sky every 4 seconds, and the only thing it can beat is, like, a Sparrow, because what can't beat a Sparrow? A Sparrow can beat a Sparrow, honestly. As long as you attack first. You walk through the new section of the spaceport that the Navy is building, trying to look inconspicuous. When you try to look inconspicuous, that's what makes you look conspicuous, actually. I'm kidding. You snap a few photographs, you count 7 hangars large enough to house a carrier, and workers are clearing and blasting level surfaces for many more. An entire new village of identical prefabricated houses has sprung up nearby. Every few minutes, a warship flies overhead with a that it shakes the entire mountain. It is an intimidating sight. Yeah, I bet. I mean, it's one thing to, like, hear a fighter, it's like, oh, hey, look, a plane. But can you imagine, for a moment, that you see this gigantic thing that is large enough to blot out the sun, large enough to take up your entire street, plus some, if it were to land. No, it would be bigger than that. It would probably be like, it would be huge. Just see that, just, whoa, over the overhead, just like, if that thing dropped out of the sky, this thing would be bigger than a plane. Like, a Sparrow is probably the size of a plane, if I had to guess. Like, the size of a jet, maybe. Like, this is something huge. Anyways, as you are heading back to your ship after taking note of everything, you think JJ would be interested, and two officers walk past you and overhear one saying to the other, "Secret message from Fleet Command." You stop to tie your shoe and try to listen in. "What's the message?" asks the other. "I can't tell you here," says the first, and they duck behind one of the storage sheds. I'm just gonna mind my own business because I'm still just a merchant. I may be helping the free worlds because storyline, and I'm not going to give any spoilers. But I'm just gonna ignore them, mind my own business, because if it's a secret message from Fleet Command, you know, the Navy hasn't hurt me. They're just doing their jobs. Not their fault that their base got nuked. Like, I don't know how many people got hurt. It's sad. Imagine if I just had so many radar jammers that nothing could hit me. That would be funny. Okay, depart. Let's make a jump. Ah! Oh, though they were attacking me, I could have fought back. Land. We're finally getting this ball rolling, though. 80,000 credits! Oh my word! I'll be sure to let the Free Worlds Council know how helpful you have been. Thank you, JJ. You're very kind. Oh! A woman in a well-tailored suit approaches you. "Captain AZX?" She asks. You nod. "My name is Becca. I'm a stage manager for a band, and the transport we had under contract bailed out on us. Any chance you could take us to Wayfarer and the Terrazed system? Given the circumstances, we can pay quite well." "Sure." "Great. I'll tell the boys to start loading their gear onto your ship." About half an hour later, the road crew begins carting instruments and amplifiers into your cargo hold. Soon after that, you hear the roar of a crowd in the distance, and another group of men comes running into your ship. "We're with the band," they say. "Quick, shut the hatch." Half a minute later, a mob of people has surrounded your ship, and a few of them are even climbing on top of it. It takes you a second to realize they're not angry or bent on destruction. They're just a group of crazy fans. "Happens everywhere we go," says one of the musicians calmly as he watches a video feed of the mob on one of your monitors. He tells you that he's Ulrich, the lead singer, and then he introduces the rest of the singers and musicians. "Pleased to meet you all. What's the name of your band?" "Oh," Ulrich says, "we call ourselves There Might Be Riots." Eventually the spaceport police arrive and disperse the crowd, and the band settles in for their trip. Woo! There Might Be Riots! Best band ever. I'm just gonna say, these guys get their entire story arc, their own story arc. So you're in for a treat. This is like my favorite story, one of my favorite story arcs in the entire game. And I forgot that Woo! Okay, sorry. I'm just really excited. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Alright. Man. I think this is going to have to be the end of this video. A lot has happened. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and or a comment. It's always appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see more, and remember to hit the notification bell so that you get notifications when I upload new videos. That way you don't miss anything. Again, if you have not watched the other videos, I don't know why you watched this all the way through, but there should be a card up here, in this area. Go watch them, because it's important to know what's happened before here. Although, technically, this is the start of the main storyline, I suppose. So, I hope you... Sorry, I'm just really hyped. I got adrenaline rushing through my body because I'm excited to record the next video. Oh, man. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day or night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time it is. May God bless you, and I will see you in the next video.